I Stay Away from Mirrors, written by Uki Bluki. Being pretty is a privilege, but being attractive is a gift. As a former ugly hag, now 37, I knew this well. I had thick eyebrows and thin lips, awkward eyes, and a long nose. My boss always liked standing next to me. It highlighted just how ugly I was and how good-looking she was. She went out to clubs every night. I stayed home. She slept with her extremely kind golf star husband, and I cleaned up after my asshole drunken one. She had children, and I was infertile. In short, her life was full of excitement and joy, and mine was just as good as my looks. Not at all. "Hi, Gordy. You don't mind if I squeeze in beside you, do you?" she would ask every time we had a company picture to take every year for the past 11 years. Go ahead. She will anyway. She just pretended to care what I thought so everyone could believe she was still an upstanding woman. She also upstaged everyone during the Christmas parties. She brought in the very best desserts and main courses so people would praise her for weeks after. She made sure she snooped around to hear exactly what someone had been wondering about, and if she was their secret Santa, she'd bring it and surprise them. But not me. I remember she blatantly assigned herself to me to flaunt her wealth and bought me a designer dress I could never even wear. 2 sizes too small. Her husband slipped me some money to get it specifically tailored, though. I always thought he was too good for her. Honest mistake. Babel was just excited to get you something, he told me with a wink. He chooses to believe in her. I can't quite blame him when he gets a completely different woman at home. It was after one of these events, I don't remember which, when I was leaving to walk myself back to my old apartment, and I saw it. A booth stood not too far off with a sign that read, "Look into the mirror and receive your rating." A mirror stood nearby and practically towered over me. Some odd-looking metallic lights surrounding the frame, or maybe they were the frame? At the time, I was confused, but thinking about that mirror, mirrors in general, I feel incredibly sweaty and nervous. I start losing face. PTSD, perhaps. My boss stood beside me that night, reading the sign, and once she understood its function, she immediately became enamored with the mirror, lazily trailing a finger up the frame of it. "Hey, Gordy, would you be a doll and test this thing for me? I don't quite know what I'm doing." She laughed, and finally, she cut the act. "No, really, I just want to see how low you score on the leaderboard. You're just the best confidence booster." She laughed again. I hate how genuinely nice it was. Too bad I was too busy gagging at the amount of hairspray she began to spray to mention it. I stepped forward and just stared into the mirror. An ugly old woman, short and rotund. I hated my face. I hated my grainy hair and awkward frown, my double chin, and my glasses that always seemed too small for my face. My husband could do better. He always told me so anyway. After more torturous staring, the mirror seemed to glow around the edges, spitting out a small roll of paper. But before I could grab it, my boss snatched it, unraveling it between her fake nails. "A 5? This thing must be broken." She cackled and tossed my rating to the concrete. I scrambled to pick it back up. "Seriously? Who would rate you above even a gracious 2? I scoffed. I don't know where I got my confidence from, but I was feeling bold that night. "Afraid I scored higher than you?" I spoke too soon because she shoved me out of the way and stepped into the mirror's view. "Watch your mouth, hog," she spat. The mirror caught my eye, and I just ignored her groaning. Its glow getting brighter and brighter. "Even if it's broken, I'll always be better than you. In a world where dog eats dog, you will always be on the very bottom. neglected and starving, just like you're. The longer she went on, the brighter it got, before suddenly she yelped. "It's hot! It's hot! Oh my God, it's hot! Cordy, help me!" I could only watch, wide-eyed, as everything but her face burned alive, her skin shriveling like a rotten fruit. Iron and the smell of plastic filled the air as her clothes and accessories melted away into a puddle, as if she had never been real to begin with. Her flesh and bone now a molten ooze. Nothing but her face left behind. I picked up the gooey aloe vera-like skin that had been her award-winning smile and trembled as the mirror slowly went dormant and spat out her rating. 1,000, smoking hot. I think about that day often, maybe because that was the day I found true beauty. Now I go out to clubs. I climb the ranks. I organize the company pictures, eat at fancy restaurants, stare at my reflection in my new champagne glasses, cook my new family dinner. I only have one problem. No matter how much I avoid it, there's always a brand new mirror waiting for me when I'll least expect it. This time, though, she stares outside of it, waiting for me to get just close enough so that she can take her life back. Or maybe it's the face she wants.